Kell Hall is just the latest construction on campus, but could there be even more renovations in the near future?
And Georgia State debuts its new state-of-the-art strength and conditioning facility. All that and more on Panther Report News. Hello, and welcome to Panther Report News. I'm Kara Nelson.
And I'm Kevin Sanchez. Welcome back, Georgia State, and all the new students joining our Panther family.
Speaking of our new students, Georgia State has set the record for the largest enrollment in university history with 53,000 students.
And the class of 2023 is already making their mark here on campus, setting another record for the most qualified freshman class in university history. More than 4,600 first-year students started the semester averaging a high school GPA of 3.5.
Students are saying their final farewell to Kell Hall. The destruction of the old classroom building began earlier this year and will continue throughout the semester. Officials say a new green space will replace the building and is expected to be finished in spring 2020.
And while students look forward to having a new hangout spot on campus, future Georgia State students also have something in store for them.
The Atlanta campus will be receiving an additional classroom building relatively sometime between the next 3 years. It's going to be located behind the College of Law. So that parking lot that's behind the College of Law will be relocated to another area in the downtown campus.
SGA President Jasmine Mejia revealed that Georgia State's Atlanta campus will gain a new classroom building within the next 3 years. The information came after a meeting with the Capital Planning and Space Allocation Committee. They also discussed the expected target of completion for Kell Hall and the new addition to Library North.
A total of 4 people have been killed this summer in Atlanta while riding e-scooters, each incident involving a driver failing to see the riders at night. This pushed Atlanta Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms to enforce a ban. The ban restricts the use of e-scooters between the hours of 9 p.m. to 4 a.m.
28% of Georgia State students are the first in their family to attend a 4-year college. Panther Report's Ashton Gates sat down with 2 students who tell their stories.
I got 4 classes left and I'm trying to balance the music. So they're like, "You're gonna graduate, right? You're gonna graduate, right?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And it's like, they just keep pushing it on me.
First-generation students, who are those that are the first in their families to go to college, often deal with inherited stress of classes as well as the pressure from their families. Student Jalen Darling says that she sometimes puts this pressure on herself.
Even though I know nobody else in my family graduated from college, I feel like I'm having a big milestone in our family, so sometimes I put more pressure on myself than they put on me.
Vice President for Student Success at Georgia State, Timothy Rennick, says that about 28% of students reported as first generation. This means that about 13,000 first-gen students were enrolled at Georgia State this fall alone. First-generation students may face a certain amount of pressure from their families, but their experience isn't always negative. One Georgia State student says that this opportunity has given her the power to be a better influence to her younger siblings and cousins.
Some family members have expressed that, they tried and they couldn't, so kind of look up to me even though, they've already done it, and that I'll be a role model for the younger ones in the family.
The University System of Georgia will hold a forum at Speakers Auditorium on September 3rd at 10 a.m. It's part of an effort to get student opinions about challenges in the state system of public higher education. The forum will also explain their agenda for the next 5 years. And now we turn to Dominic Choroski for prime time on the latest Georgia State sports. Dominic?
Thanks, Kara. How's it going, guys? I'm Dominic Choroski, and welcome to Primetime. For all you viewers at home, Primetime is PRN's new weekly sports segment. Here, we'll talk about everything from game analysis to feature stories on athletes, and of course, the Panther recap. Speaking of which, let's jump right into it. This past week was a bit light for the Panther Nation, with only the women's soccer team starting their season. The Lady Panthers traveled to Vanderbilt University to face the nationally ranked Commodores. They got off to a rough start this season as the Lady Panthers fell 7-0. Lady Panthers also had their own home opener this past week against crosstown rival KSU. A 4-1 loss dropped the Panthers to 0-2 on the season. Next up, football is back, ladies and gents. The Panthers will travel 3 hours north to Neyland Stadium to face the University of Tennessee. Believe it or not, this trip will mark the first time the Panthers will not open their season in downtown Atlanta. We'll have more on that later. We have some good news for you volleyball fans out there. The Georgia State Sports Arena will be opening its doors for the GSU Invitational Volleyball Tournament this weekend. The Panthers will face off against Western Carolina, Lamar, and Fordham in the two-day event. Now, this is a year of different faces, as nearly half the women's roster is new to the team, including first-year assistant head coach Chris Dino, who sat down with our reporter Nigel Butler to discuss the upcoming season. Check it out.
Recent seasons for the Georgia State volleyball season have been marred with disappointment. However, this new team is one of many changes, including half of the team being replaced by freshmen or transfers.
There's a lot of excitement, I think, around what's going on with Georgia State, with the new players as well as with, I think, returners that really have an opportunity to make their mark on the program. So we have some great young talent, and we also have some people that have been in the collegiate setting for a number of years.
These new changes extend beyond the court with the new assistant coach, Chris Dino. Coach Dino previously coached at Concordia, where he took his team to a Pac-West championship. He hopes to bring his championship pedigree to Georgia State.
I think the biggest thing is just try and bring added value. I've had a lot of experiences. I've been doing this for a long time, and Coach Sally has a great foundation here, and my hope is just to bring some of my experience to give something that's fresh and maybe a new perspective and just add to what's already going on.
The Panthers look to test their new faces this weekend at the GSU Invitational, where they will host Fordham, Western Carolina, and Lamar.
You can find the full list of upcoming games on our Instagram and Twitter at GSUPRN. Now, if you have been anywhere around campus lately, you know that GSU is going through a couple of changes. Rest in peace, Kell Hall. But Georgia State's football stadium has been going through changes of its own. Here's reporter Miles McCrae with more.
With football season on the rise, the Panthers have used their new football operations suite to improve their strength and conditioning.
We have a turf area in the back. This also has more of a dynamic area. We have a great area for our platform, our Olympic lifting over here, and we've got a great area for our supplemental lift. So to get the whole team, the majority of the team in at one time is essential, and it saves a lot of time. Give them the academics, give them the class, give them the tutoring, and help our guys not only graduate, but have good grades in school.
While this may look like an ordinary weight room, this facility is designed to build healthier and stronger players.
It definitely is more lifting weights. It's about taking care of their body. It's enhancing performance, preventing injuries, but also you get a chance with football to build a team and for guys to come together as one. So it's a place to build a brotherhood. It's a place to see guys sweat, strain, create things within their body they haven't done before.
With everything in one place, the team can remain efficient on and off the field.
This is just some of the new equipment we have here available at our Georgia State Strength and Conditioning facility. If you stand here and look to my right, you'll also see our state-of-the-art equipment that'll help our football team improve from their 2-win-loss season last year.
And to save time, to go to the locker room, drop the stuff, come in here, train, get the recovery shakes, go to lunch, and continue to go to class the rest of the day is essential. And to go meet with their coaches on the way out, to grab any reminders, anything, is huge. Most of them live right across the street. In the new Aspen Heights the development over there across the street. So it's huge. And again, it allows them to develop throughout their career.
With their first game in sight, the team is ready to prove themselves this year.
I think, a build up to the first game. They've been working extremely hard, as everybody in the country has, and to seeing what we have. To play somebody different, to hit someone different, to play in a great facility that they have in Knoxville, and to have a chance to play it in that arena, and also to see where we measure up as a coach, as a strength staff, see where our guys are, and to continue to push those guys throughout the whole season.
The Panthers look to test their strength on Saturday, August 31st against the Tennessee Vols. Be sure to keep an eye out on Instagram and Twitter at GSUPRN.
That's all we got for you today. Look forward to more highlights and analysis from us here at Primetime next week. Back to you, Kara.
And for those wanting to earn some extra cash while also focusing on school, University Career Services is hosting a part-time job fair on September 5th, so stop by at Dalbrook Hall from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the latest job openings in the area.
We attend school on one of the most secure campuses in the country. A recent study reveals that Georgia State is in the top 100 safest colleges. The study observed crime records over the past 11 years of hundreds of colleges in the U.S., paying close attention to schools that have four-year programs, offer student housing, and averages 10,000 students yearly. Georgia State came in number 39 out of the list of 100.
A student is going after his dreams to become a producer, all while earning his diploma. Panther Reports' Keelan Berrien spoke with Jamal Hamad about his passion.
Some of us may dream of becoming the next big producer, and Georgia State sophomore Jamal Hamad turned those dreams into a reality.
The way I set it up is I put all the instruments over top of each other, like when I drop the beat.
Canada is home to rappers like Drake and Tory Lanez that moved to the United States to jumpstart their career. Georgia State student Jamal Hamad shares his experience while pursuing his love for trap music in Atlanta. Hamad, who goes by stage name Hoodie J, received his start in music from his cousin.
Probably around like 3 years ago, I was on vacation in Canada with my cousin, who is a producer as well. I was in his house, in his basement, he was cooking up. And I was like, oh snap, let me get part of that. So I went on his keyboard, I was playing some keys, and since then, fell in love with it.
Doing your best at what you do leaves an impression. Manager Michelle Cleveland shares her interest in Jamal and his music.
I could call Jamal at like 3 o'clock and be like, can you do this? He's like, I got you. 30, 45 minutes. I just send it to your email. He's consistent. He gonna let you know, like, okay, I can do this. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. Like, he wanna do it, like he hungry. Passion is what drives Jamal to keep going. And in the near future, artists like Lil Keed and Ghana may be on his next project. Back to you.
Well, that's our show.
And make sure to stay connected to Panther Report news throughout the week, and be sure to follow us on all social media platforms at GSU PRN.
And also subscribe down below and let us know what you think about Kell Hall or the crime study.
I'm Kevin Sanchez.
And I'm Kara Nelson, and we will see you next week.